guys, welcome back to the channel. Today what we're going to do is hook up some of the stuff that we got from our mystery tackle box. We're out here at a lake that has got a lot of smaller fish in it. I like to say it's like our dink lake up here where I'm from. But what it is good for, any dink lake you've got, whether you've got that in your area, whether it's the farm pond that you fish at your uncle's place, granddad's got it, or maybe it's yours, dink lakes are always great. Don't underestimate the fact that, it's only got small fish in it, I'm not going to fish in it. All of those lakes can give you something, or ponds can give you something that will give you an advantage for when you go and you hit some of these bigger reservoirs and you're looking for some of your bigger fish. I had a conversation like this with my friend when we were talking about hitting some of these lakes, and we wanted to go and hit some of the lakes where we knew some of the bigger fish were at. And I suggested we come up to something like this, and of course the obvious question was, well, hey man, why? We're not gonna advance ourselves in these kayak tournaments by knowing that we're only gonna find fish that are 12 inches long or 13 inches long. Why I would hit a lake like this is because I know that there's an abundance of fish in this lake. I got with the conservation agent, the wildlife management agent for this lake, who does all the management for it. And it's a big bluegill lake, essentially is what it is. But what it's also done is that it's also developed a very good habitat for bass. However, the bass in this lake are so abundant that he's estimated they're in the area of 100 bass per every acre in this lake. So are they big? No. But are they abundant? Yeah. So let's do the math with this, right? Abundant amount of fish means what? Right? Scarcity of a food source, competition for a food source. So what's that mean? Is, hey, these fish are feeding, these fish want to eat. Well, obviously that transitions into the next point that we're going to make here, and that's going to be that if I'm going to try some new equipment, if I'm going to try a new lure, if I'm going to try a new technique, this is the type of lake that I want to go to. I want to go someplace where I know there's a lot of fish, they're really hungry, and they're going to be looking to eat on something. So it's going to be a bit more forgiving for me in order to mess up a technique or play around with a lure that I'm not really sure in. I'm going to develop that confidence and get that confidence now, so when I go to these bigger reservoirs or I go to these other honey holes that I know that, hey, these bigger fish are in here, I'm going to have confidence in these baits that we're going to throw. So today what we're going to do is we're going to try something a little bit different. So we've got a brand new lure from Hoax Fish. What it is, it's called a hoax shad. It looks like it's what they call, it's a scam shad, and it's in their candy grass color. It kind of looks like a June bug. Everybody's got a different word for whatever color it is, right? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some of the techniques that we're already using now, some of the things that a lot of you guys are already doing, maybe some of you guys aren't, and show you that the techniques work, that the little tricks work, and it help give you an edge when you fish in some of these other lakes that, again, even if these things are pounded, do a mental note. How many times you canoe or kayak by some of these guys, canoe by some of these guys, motor your boat by some of these guys, and what are they doing? Chucking a rattle trap all day, throwing a crankbait all day, Texas rigging that one worm and that one color because grandpa told them that's never going to do them wrong, right? Well, the benefits of throwing something different that they've never seen before and doing something different that they've never seen before could put fish in your boat. So let's get on with this. First thing, if you watch any of my videos, what I like to do is, I'm not sponsored by any of these guys, but I do like my JJ Magics. Obviously there's BAM is another one. I've used the BAM spray. It was good and it worked. My thing is with the aerosol cans is like, you've got to position yourself just right, you know what I mean? And you've got to kind of play the wind a little bit. With the dipping stuff, all I got to do is twist it, all right, drop my thing in there, and then it's good to go. So the goal is I want to stick the tail in there. So why are we doing that, right? All right, so as most of you probably know, when you're looking down, you're fishing, you see those bluegill coming by your bait, coming by your boat, you're gonna see that those tails are a little yellow. You bring them up out of the water when you catch them, right, with a worm. Do they really look like that? I never thought they did. Until I really started to pay attention to what they look like in the water, and by God, they do. They got that little bright yellow chartreuse tail to them. So I never put a soft plastic in water unless I do something different with it. I rarely fish it out of the box. There are a few things that I do, okay, that I take it right out of the package and I use it, but rarely is it ever like that. So we just kind of doctored that tail up right there. I don't know how well you can see it, but when we get it in the water, it's gonna look really clear. It's gonna look obviously like you've done something different with it. I know, it'd be funny. I kind of like that. That's how it's set up. Hope you guys can see this. This is what she's doing. Little flutter action there, moving around. You know, look at the tail. Look how bright that tail is in the water. That's what she's doing. Real good looking stuff there. Really good lesson to learn here about your Z-Man soft plastics. You absolutely cannot use that JJ's dipping sauce on them, okay? Water. So remember that about these Z-Mans, is that you can't be dipping them in bait, and you absolutely cannot touch other soft plastics with them. It's just the way it's made. So I got my shaky head. As I told you guys earlier, I've been really big on the Biologist Exo 6. Used the shaky head most of the year, and it's not because it's the only thing I wanted to do. I mean, I tried to force feed frogs, poppers, everything. I just couldn't get anything to work. So this is the one technique that all summer and the late spring I got to work. So I kept using it. This and like a crawl up here. So the hard thing with these Z-Man soft plastics, right, is that they're so pliable that when you try to stick them on like these worm keepers and the springs and stuff, they don't want to work too well. It's got the action to work. So that's what we're going to end with on this one. This one's an 1/8 ounce, all right? So last and most certainly not least, you know what this is. This is my Biospawn Pro Exo Stick. I've got it in Okeechobee crawl color. So we're going to take the tail off our end here, and we're obviously going to dip it in our sauce, right? Always want to do something different with our soft plastics, so it's not out of the box, okay? Will they work out of the box? You know they will. If you're gonna hit your farm ponds, you're gonna hit a place not a lot of pressure, you know they're gonna work. If you're gonna hit a place though, that you know there's a lot of fishing pressure, or those fish are a little finicky, then do something different with those soft plastics. Give them something different to look at. It might make a difference in your catch. So, shake it off a little. You can see the difference here, but in the water it's a big difference. So, for fishing structure, for fishing finicky fish, I have not found anything that works the same way as what wacky rigging would do for me. So anyways, so 3-man setups we're going to do today. I've got our chatterbait tied on. We probably won't use it, but we might. So let's see if we can find some fish and coax them into biting. I'm going to try this out. Getting such a little profile with that small hula stick, and oh, we missed him. It's my fault. Here I am talking to the camera, and that's what happens. Pay attention. It's just right in front of us. There we go. Got him. He's coming up. He's coming. Oh, he's good. Well, this lake, he's good. Oh, I let him take it too long. Little guy we just got from MTV. A little flex there on his tail. Little bitty guy. Right. You know, the mystery tackle box. Right there. First cast, and I hit it. Out here, oh, there he is. Very end here. If I can keep him down. Get a load of this. I think that's going to do it for today. We tried out some different stuff. I showed you some of the things that I like to do. I use that JJ's dipping magic dip a lot. I really think that makes a big deal. It makes a big difference for me. I think it gives me the confidence that I know that I'm going to get whenever I use something like that. If somebody's tossing the same thing that I'm tossing, I'm still giving it a different look, you know what I mean? So that's the stuff that I do. You might try it out. You know, I'm not sponsored by anybody, I'm not sponsored by those guys, but it might work for you. We tried some of the stuff out of the Elite box today. This lake, like I said earlier, is a lake that's filled with a lot of little bitty fish, so I picked up a bunch of bites that you would see on the video, but because of just the size of the fish, I just don't think I was getting a good hook set on them because, you know, they're little. So anyway, I think we're gonna pack it up, head it in. Hey, if you guys got any questions or comments about some of the stuff that we did today, you know, post them down below. Tell me some things that maybe you do that's a little bit different that you don't mind sharing with everybody else. And hey, like I said, thanks for tuning into the channel, guys. I don't need to be your favorite channel. I just want to be a channel you like to watch. So if this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. Take a look at some of my other kayak fishing videos, some of my other MTV videos. And thanks a lot. Hit like and subscribe, guys. We'll see you later.